Welcome to the Fear and Greed Business News Afternoon Report for Monday, the 8th of July, 2024. I'm Sean Aylmer. Every afternoon, we've got the 5 stories that happened today that you need to know about. Story number 1, the S&P ASX 200 closed down 0.8% today to 7,763 points, with a drop in iron ore futures hitting the big 3 miners. BHP, Rio and Fortescue Metals Group all dropped more than 2%. Energy stocks also underperformed, as did healthcare and real estate investment trusts. Wesfarmers was the best of the large caps, rising 1.3%. Fair bit of corporate news around. Suncorp fell 2.3% after Macquarie analysts downgraded the group from outperform to neutral based on its valuation, La Nina weather pattern, and the group's relatively low reinsurance cover. Core Lithium said it mined more of the silvery white metal than expected and, notwithstanding the slump in lithium prices, Core's share price jumped 10%. GQG Partners said funds under management have reached $230 billion, with almost $10 billion in new assets last quarter. Its share price initially surged, though it did finish the day down more than 3%. But GQG stock is up more than 70% so far in 2024. And the share price of IDP Education, which provides international education services, hit its lowest point in almost 4 years, down another 1% today. IDP offers services in Australia, Canada and the UK. But the governments in those countries are tightening visa and immigration rules, reducing potential customers for the group. Its share price is off 28% so far this year. Story number 2, there's been a bunch of gold miners reporting quarterly production figures, and generally investors have been impressed with the outcomes. Today, Ramelius posted record gold production for the last financial year of 293,000 ounces. Its share price rose 2%. Regis said production was at the lower end of expectations, 418,000 ounces for the year, but high prices meant record cash levels. Its share price closed flat. The All Ordinaries Gold Index, which measures the gold stocks, was up 1% today. Story number 3, the total value of new housing loans fell by nearly 2% during May, with the biggest fall coming among first home buyers. While the value is down during the month, over the past year, new home loan commitments have risen 18%, with loans to investors growing faster than loans to owner-occupiers. New South Wales, Queensland and Western Australia are leading the way in terms of new loans over the past year, with loans in the Sunshine State now exceeding Victoria. That's also reflected in loan size, with Queenslanders taking out an average loan of $580,000 during May compared to $566,000 for Victorians. Story number 4, a curfew has been introduced from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. over the next 3 nights in Alice Springs after 4 off-duty police officers were allegedly assaulted by a group of 20 male youths yesterday morning. Addressing reporters in Alice Springs this afternoon, Northern Territory Police Commissioner Michael Murphy said the decision to impose the curfew had followed careful consideration over the impact of the measure on the local community. He said he was mindful about the decision to support NAIDOC Week, adding that community support is needed to solve longer-term issues in Alice Springs. Mr. Murphy said the answer isn't in the criminal justice system, but rather in the community and the leadership. Police will patrol the centre of Alice Springs from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m, ensuring only people with a lawful reason are in the area. Now, lawful excuses include fleeing domestic violence, caring for a family member, work, or going to a fast food restaurant. Mr. Murphy said police were exploring more alcohol restrictions as well. And story number 5, copper and gold developer Rex Minerals' share price jumped 60% today after a bid by a group backed by Indonesia's wealthy Salim family. Rex has entered into a scheme implementation deed with MAC Metals Australia. Now, it values the miner at $393 million. MAC is already a major shareholder in the South Australian group, and the board of Rex supports the bid. It will have to undergo a foreign investment review board and shareholder approval before it gets over the line. That's it for the afternoon report for Monday, the 8th of July, 2024. Michael Thompson and I will be back tomorrow morning with the Tuesday edition of Fear and Greed Business News. I'm Sean Aylmer. Enjoy your evening.